Hey y'all, it's Friday afternoon and I'm out here in the backyard to show y'all this bed under my bedroom windows and sunroom windows, which are right above this huge pink pinnacle vitex tree, which looks a lot like a Japanese maple tree actually at the moment, but it's not. It is a pink pinnacle vitex. And it said on the tag that it was only going to get 5 to 6 feet tall, but it is now probably closer to about, for sure, 6 feet. And I'm thinking it'll probably max out at about 6 feet. And it's going to get these really, really pretty lavender pink blooms. And it looks a lot like a butterfly bush, but it is a vitex. And I've had it now for a couple of years in the ground here in what was my cottage garden, but now it is just a huge like rainforest. And I took out some things yesterday, or not yesterday, but Wednesday on my day off. So if y'all have watched this channel for any length of time, you know that I'm the queen of changing my mind, transplanting. And so when we moved into this house like almost 3 years ago, it'll be 3 years in September, I had planned on doing like this amazing cottage garden back here, but I mean, when we started the nursery, it just got out of hand and I can't get out here and do anything hardly ever, because usually on my days off, like, I'm so tired, and honestly some weeks I don't have a day off. So I'm facing the reality that all gardeners at some point have to face, and that is that a space did not work out the way that you thought it was going to work out. Or maybe it's not even a space, maybe it's like a home, which I think is probably more accurate for me to say now at this point. Like, I had the cottage garden over at my other house in Grove Park, which you know about if you've been following me for now 4 years of having this channel, which I think I started my YouTube channel in 2020, back in my cottage house where I was building my cottage garden. So when we moved over to this house, it was like I had to completely reframe like my ideas on gardening, because now we're in this way different home in a huge landscape. It's not huge by some people's standards, but to me it was, because I had a little like 1/4 of an acre garden in the backyard, and now I'm on a bigger property with on the golf course, and it's a more traditional home. And there's Ryan, he likes to play out on the fairway. Now I'm in a way more traditional home, and it's like, it's just not really feasible for a few different reasons for me to try to have a cottage garden. Because first of all, what some people may not understand unless they've been gardening a while or have a cottage garden is that a cottage garden is a ton of maintenance. It takes a lot of work. You can't just throw coneflowers, abelia, black-eyed Susans, layers and layers of blooming things into a space and it miraculously is just gorgeous. Like, because it takes so much maintenance to maintain it, to keep the weeds out. And here is an example of what happens when you open up a nursery and all your time now is spent there. You cannot maintain it. But I will say this, I'm not sad at all about my lack of time to be in the garden, because believe it or not, it's just been a new phase in my life, and now I am pouring a whole ton of my time into the nursery, which is sort of like my new baby. So what I want now at my home is, oh, and let me say that I'm able to still have that reward and satisfaction of like beautifying spaces up at the nursery. And it sort of does feel like I have a garden, but on a much bigger scale. So it's really crazy the way that things work out. And some of y'all are kind of say that you're sad that I don't do that many more yard videos, but here's the thing. I mean, I can start doing some videos out at the nursery and hopefully y'all will enjoy that. And I can still show you my journey at the house. But all that to say, what I want is to be able to make this gorgeous, but with lower maintenance things, and still be able to enjoy my garden, but not having to be out here every day trimming, weeding, and all that. I mean, I don't even know what this is. And it's like 7 feet tall. I don't even know what that is, y'all. Hey! They're on the cart path. It's a nice afternoon. So here we have a Sonic Bloom Weigela that is super overgrown and leggy, but is still really, really pretty. So what I'm going to do is trim it like way back and cut it, and hopefully it will really, really fill out. And then I'm going to transplant it to, let me just show you where I'm going to transplant it. You can see over here that I've already got a spot picked out for it. Wednesday, when I was off work, I went ahead and dug up a spot for it, and then I was going to come over here and dig it up. And I just realized that I have much huger of a task at hand than what I thought. So, and also there's a barrier of poison ivy down here that I can't really get through. So that's going to be a task for another day. But I do want to take that Weigela and put it over there on the golf course. I think it'd be really pretty. This Abelia, it's really happy in the spot, as you can tell. I might be able to incorporate some Abelia, but I mean, here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to probably do an incredible podocarpus wall. I had the idea of doing Sweet Talker viburnum, which is a new Proven Winners viburnum, and it's got like a pink bloom, and we got some in at the nursery because I saw them on an availability sheet and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks really, really interesting. I'm going to get some. So I did. But I think that that idea is a little bit more romantic in my mind than what it would actually turn out to be, because I don't know if I could keep it as precise. And for a lot of the year when it's not blooming, it would just really not be probably as pretty as what I think a podocarpus wall would be. So the Maki or the Metapodocarpus, one of those gets like, I think 10 feet tall. So I think it would be really pretty to put like plant 10 podocarpus plants here and then train them into a really big green like wall. And if I wanted to get really crazy with it, I could also trim it to go under that window. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. I don't want to do like creeping fig, even though that is pretty, because it will completely wreck like your brick. So, and it's like impossible to get rid of, I hear. So I think that the podocarpus wall is going to be amazing, and it could be like 1 or 2 feet thick and cover that entire wall because it's a really big wall. Then I'm thinking, I don't know quite yet what I would do under the windows, but I mean, I would layer, obviously, other plants, probably some Distilleum, probably some boxwoods, and make it a really nice but low maintenance look. And also more traditional, because I mean, the cottage garden thing is just not really all that fitting for this home. Now, I don't know if y'all remember in a video that I did a long time ago, I think, probably right around the time we moved in, was I planted these 4 Eagleston hollies. And my thinking was that I would have one on this corner, then 2 on either side of my back steps, and then 1 over here on this corner. That one started really struggling, and it is actually looking much better this spring than it has in a very long time. But I fertilized these a few weeks ago, and then Wednesday when I was off work, I actually did a little bit more coning. So, I mean, just progressively, you got to go in and like cut the top into a point, and then it will fill out on the bottom. And then hopefully after the next couple of years, I can get them into really tight, pretty pyramids, like a huge topiary. And I want to do that with all 4 of them. And then we're going to do some annuals under these Eaglestons right here and here. And these boxwoods, I got to do something different because they're like mixed and matched, which I don't want to do. Like that one is a wintergreen. That one's Japanese. I think that one's Japanese, wintergreen. So even though these are really big, beautiful boxwoods, and I hate to dig them up, I don't want to have 2 Japanese and 2 wintergreens next to each other, because you can see they're different. So anyway, that's what's going on here at the house tonight. We had a good day at the nursery. And then we had dinner at a Mexican restaurant called Mexican Connection. And it was really good. But we'll wrap up this video for now after I show y'all my oak leaf hydrangeas. And if you guys would be interested in doing some videos out at the nursery and showing y'all some of the plants out at the nursery, I'd be game to do it. I think that might be kind of neat. Let me know in the comments. All right, y'all have a great weekend. Bye.